I created a cinematic commercial using the latest AI video generation tools for a fictional skincare brand called Alara Skincare, and this was really to showcase what the latest video generation tools can do at this current time and to see whether we can create a professional video. If you can join me to watch the commercial, and then afterwards we will go through my workflow and how I created this video. So there we are. Hope you enjoyed it. What we're going to do is go through how I came up with a video, and really I started with a concept. I wanted to create a commercial and I wanted to create a product, and I decided to go for a skincare product because it's something that you can create a cinematic commercial. We've seen them all before on TV, and I wanted to actually create a tangible product instead of a service like you do with some businesses, and so that's what I decided on. And I chose the jungle because it can be, as you can see, it's cinematic. You have different textures, different layers, different feel, and I wanted to see what I can do. And I didn't just want to create something that you'll be able to shoot in your camera. I wanted a few visual effects. I wanted different camera movements, and I wanted to experiment to see what AI video is capable of, whilst understanding the limitations, because AI video does have limitations, and in order to create a realistic looking video, I need to understand those limitations and make sure that I'm keeping within the limits of AI video generation. And so I started with my theme, and then I experimented with really getting the visuals in. So I was using initially Midjourney. So what I'm going to do is share my screen here. There you go. So I went over to Midjourney and created lots and lots of images, and I upscaled some of them, and I probably created about 100 images initially, and then I decided to go and create my sound design. So I went over to Epidemic Sounds. There I chose initially a soundtrack that I enjoyed and I liked, and when I was putting together and I created some of those, turned those images using Kling AI over here, and when I created a few clips, I then felt as though it wasn't really working. So I felt the pace of the track I chose from Epidemic Sounds, although I really liked it, it wasn't fitting the pace that I was having in my head, what I wanted to create. So I then went over to Suno and I inputted a beat that I created at home, and I recorded, I put that into Suno, and it created this track, what you hear here in the final version. I also went in Premiere Pro, I edited that down and condensed it down using the Ripple edit, where it compresses it using AI, edits the track down, so you don't have to edit it yourself. So all of that is using AI as well. And so there we have our background music, and then I went back over to Epidemic Sound and used some of their sound effects. So the jungle sounds, the jungle ambient sounds, and to really just create the atmosphere. So it wasn't just a drum beat sound. Then the next step was really about matching the visuals to the pace of the music. And a lot of the time when I was exporting and putting the tracks in, I have to speed up all of the tracks, because all of the clips, because they're just not fast enough. They're not going to create the same vibe, and I didn't want that slow cinematic feel that a lot of AI video gives you at the moment. I wanted that fast motion, and it's difficult to get that in even the latest AI generation tool called Kling. So the next step is So I was experimenting with different shots, I was experimenting with different images, and then I realized that I'm going to need a lot of clips and a lot of images, and so this project took a long time. And so I was using things like ChatGPT just to enhance my creativity. Although I had a lot of shots in my head, I didn't really fully realize them. So I was using ChatGPT to just try and enhance my creative process and brainstorm ideas, because I did come up with a few creative blocks in this whole process. And this was really about experimentation, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, seeing what's realistic. And for me, the whole purpose of this was realism, in terms of, would you be able to distinguish a shot as an AI shot? And there are a few in the commercial that do look AI. I couldn't get around that, no matter how many times I tried to generate those shots. So I did also try to use Halio, and fortunately, as you can see here, this shot here, that was good. It added some text, and I felt as though no matter how many times I was going to run that, it wasn't going to really produce what I wanted. So using this exact same prompt in Kling, as you can see, the shot was beautiful, perfect, and it went exactly what I wanted in terms of the visuals. So that's what ended up in the film. So next was really about putting them all together, laying them up, getting the pacing right, and just ensuring that all the transitions were good quality transitions, and just enhancing that quality all the way through. So there we have it. You have to persevere with the project. You have to persevere with trying to create all the shots. And when it's just a project where I'm not collaborating with anyone else, I've had to come up with everything, and so I couldn't bounce off everyone. If I was working with a client, I'd probably turn to them to say, what would you like to see in your video that I'm creating for you, and we could bounce and collaborate, bounce ideas off. With me, I didn't have anyone else helping with me to create this commercial. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you see value in my workflow, and I hope you have a similar workflow to what I do. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you soon.